Hello friends, welcome to EPG Pathshala. Myself Parthopratim Bora from Department of Sociology, Dibrugarh University, Assam. In this module, the title of the module is Pierre Bourdieu, an Introduction from the paper Contemporary Social Theory. In this module, an attempt is being made to give an introduction to the work of Pierre Bourdieu with special reference to his concept of capital, symbolic power, habitus, and the field. Basically, this module is an attempt to give a kind of introduction to the work of Pierre Bourdieu. Pierre Bourdieu is one of the most important and well-known French sociologists. He is well known for his prolific work that was done in the sociological field, which is important both theoretically as well as methodologically. The significance of the Pierre Bourdieu's work lies in the fact that it provides a new understanding to the sociological field. The large area that was covered by the work of Pierre Bourdieu can be seen from the fact that he worked on the topic like peasant in Algeria, the condition of the intellectual as well as artists in the 19th century, the work on education, language, etc. Some of the important work of Pierre Bourdieu includes the Algerians, Reproduction in Education, Society and Culture, Outline of a Theory of Practice, The Logic of Practice, Distinction, a Social Critique of the Judgment of Taste, the Field of Cultural Production, Language and Symbolic Power. So we can see the large area that covers by the work of Pierre Bourdieu that ranges from the peasant in Algeria to that of work on the symbolic capital as well as the forms of capital, also his work in the symbolic domination. His concept of cultural capital as well as the concept of habitus and field is new contribution to the sociological understanding of the society. In that context, he also sees the role of intellectual in the maintenance of symbolic power in the society. Now, we will discuss the basic theoretical orientation of Pierre Bourdieu. Pierre Bourdieu was distinct from the earlier sociologists because of the distinctive nature of his theoretical orientation. In fact, he, in his own word, termed his theoretical orientation as a general science of practices. It is important to know the theoretical orientation of the Pierre Bourdieu because he was different from the predecessor in the sense that he basically negates the distinction that was drawn from that of the partial understanding of society in terms of subjectivist as well as objectivist position. Rather than emphasizing either on subjectivist position or on the objectivist position, which are problematic as understood by Pierre Bourdieu, what he provided was a kind of relational method. For him, relational method will help us to do away with the problem of objectivist-subjectivist dichotomy. On the other hand, he also criticized or want to go beyond the problem of objectivism and subjectivism because he said that subjectivity only deals with microprocesses. As a result, it is only the part of the individual consciousness. On the other hand, objectivism is also problematic because it is, which is associated with a positivist orientation, is associated with uncritical understanding of statistical method. As a result, both are problematic. As a result, he wanted to do away with the dichotomy that was seen between the objectivism and subjectivism, and he put emphasis on the relational method. And this formed the important theoretical contribution of the Pierre Bourdieu. For Pierre Bourdieu, the practices are not only constituted by the structure, but practices do play an important role in the structure itself. So as a result, he was critical of the objectivism. On the other hand, in that context, Pierre Bourdieu basically talked about the reflexive sociology. In fact, reflexive sociology is the important or the new understanding of Pierre Bourdieu, which talk about the critical understanding of the various empirical manifestations. So, As a result, reflexive perspective on sociological practice, Bourdieu argued that a sociological view of social world is possible with a critical reflection and empirical investigation of the social and epistemological condition, and he termed it as participant objectivism. So, there is a need of critical understanding which can be better explained with the term reflexive sociology that was given by Pierre Bourdieu. On the other hand, while putting emphasis on the relational method, that was the contribution of Pierre Bourdieu, he said that relational method not only talk about the social life in terms of the structure, but it also put emphasis on the relationship. So, it is not only the structure that we need to give emphasis while talking about the social life. So, what is more important is in this context is the social relationship. So, the giving emphasis on the social relationship was the important part of the Pierre Bourdieu's understanding of relational method, which was, as we already mentioned, was a kind of to do away or to tackle the problem of objectivism-subjectivism dichotomy that was seen in the sociology. Next, we will discuss the concept of capital and a symbolic power that was developed by Pierre Bourdieu. Pierre Bourdieu, while developing the concept of capital, defined forms of capital, in fact, extend his idea of symbolic power. For Pierre Bourdieu, capital are of four types: social capital, cultural capital, economic capital, and the symbolic capital. He said that capital represents power over the accumulated product of past labor and thereby over the mechanism which tend to ensure the production of a particular category of goods, thus over a set of revenue and profits. And in a way, his idea of capital is closer to Marx's idea of capital as accumulated labor. But what we also need to keep in mind, while encompassing all form of capital, he was basically showing how an individual is using his cultural, social or the symbolic position in order to have domination in the society. So, the forms of capital in fact play an important role in Bourdieu's understanding of the domination in the society. For him, the economic capital, cultural capital, social capital and symbolic capital, although they are different from each other, but they are interconvertible. It means that economic capital can sometimes become part of the cultural capital. On the other hand, again, the social capital can form ultimately to the economic capital. So, he basically talk about the interconvertible nature of the various form of capital. So, if we see each of the form of capital one by one, we see that it is the economic capital which draw larger orientation to the Marxian understanding of capital. On the other hand, the social capital that is understood by Pierre Bourdieu is talk about the capital because of the network or because of the social relationship. On the other hand, the cultural capital form one of the important component of the study of Pierre Bourdieu. It is because by using the concept of cultural capital, he had studies that were done in the diverse field. Say for example, his work on education or the intellectual in France society was in fact drawn largely on the work of cultural capital. On the other hand, he also said that various form of capital, that is the economic capital, social capital or cultural capital, can ultimately may be manifested in the form of symbolic capital. So, it is basically an intangible form of capital which is produced from the other three forms of capital, that is economic capital, social capital and cultural capital. And symbolic capital ultimately form the component of the symbolic domination. Bourdieu says that his understanding of symbolic power is different from that of the French understanding of structuralism. He said, in case of symbolic domination, the nature of domination may not be by physical force or coercion. So, the absence of physical force or coercion in domination, in the symbolic domination is defined and his understanding in the contemporary society in France. While discussing the idea of symbolic violence, Bourdieu emphasized the condition by which dominated accepted their own condition of domination as legitimate. On the other hand, it is because in the case of symbolic power, the people who are dominated in the society, they see their domination as a legitimate. So as a result, it is symbolic in its nature. So that form of domination may not involve the component of coercion or the component of force. Now we will discuss two other important concepts of Pierre Bourdieu, that is habitus and field. Habitus and field are the two other important concepts that were developed by Pierre Bourdieu, which help us to understand some of the important dynamics in society. For Pierre Bourdieu, he sees habitus as he defined, a system of durable, transposable disposition, structure, predisposed to function as a structuring structure, that is, as principles which generate and organize practices and representation that can be objectively adapted to their outcome without presupposing a conscious aiming to end or an express mastery of the operation necessary in order to attain them. So habitus, the concept of habitus that was developed by Pierre Bourdieu is associated with some kind of disposition that we have, and it is basically associated with a kind of habit or how the process of socialization is associated with the acquisition of habitus by an individual. On the other hand, Pierre Bourdieu also talk about the stratifying element of habitus. It means that because of socialization that is taking place by means of habitus, it can play an important role in the stratification of the society, the creation of inequality in the society. On the other hand, Pierre Bourdieu also developed the concept of power and legitimation, how the concept of power and legitimation are associated with the core aspect of structure and ultimately with the functioning of habitus. So he said that because habitus is associated with the unconscious calculation of what is possible, impossible or probable for an individual in terms of location in the stratified social order, so as a result, power as well as legitimation can play an important role in determining the position that the individual will have in the stratified society, and ultimately this is the habitus or the determination of the power and legitimation will ultimately help in the determining the nature of stratification that take place in the society. So we basically see, while on the one hand the habitus is important because of the habitualization or the process of the socialization that is associated with habitus, how it can play an important role in the stratification of society, and then how it is associated with the concept of power and legitimation. On the other hand, the related concept that is associated with the habitus is a concept of field. In fact, he understood the concept of field in relation to the habitus. What Pierre Bourdieu says is it is the field where the habitus operate. So it means that the basic structure where the habitus operate is the field. And on the other hand, Pierre Bourdieu tries to understand habitus in terms of the relational method. It means that it is the relational method, and he argued that to think in terms of field is to think relationally. So if we conceptualize the idea of the field, we have to conceptualize the relation that are the important component of the field. So it is a relational method that form the basic component of the understanding of field, that where habitus ultimately operate. Next concept that we are going to discuss with reference to Pierre Bourdieu is the concept of doxa. Doxa is another interesting concept that was developed by Pierre Bourdieu. It was first used by Bourdieu in his various description and analysis of the various natural practices and attitude in traditional societies. So doxa is important, or as an important component we can use to understand the traditional society. In fact, the traditional society was largely studied by using the concept of doxa by Pierre Bourdieu. Doxa simply means those beliefs or opinion that have a close association with the field and habitus. It is a set of fundamental beliefs which does not even need to be asserted in the form of explicit self-conscious dogma. So on the one hand, doxa, it is associated with the earlier concept of field and habitats that were developed by the Pierre Bourdieu. So while they are associated with the field and habitats that can be used in the traditional society, on the other hand, we also need to keep in mind that it is not even asserted in the form of explicit or the dogma in the context of doxa. After developing the various concepts like field, capital and habitats, one of the important contributions of the Pierre Bourdieu was an attempt to develop the general theory of practice. On the other hand, he was basically making an attempt to create a general science of practice. Bourdieu tries to develop the model of practice as a result of relationship between habitats, capital and the field, and he developed in the form of a formula in his work Distinction. So for him, habitats, capital and the field together constitute the practice. So it is basically the integration of the habitats and the capital in the field which will lead to the practice. So he said that, as we already know, habitats and the capital, so it is basically the habitats which form because of our habit. On the other hand, the capital were the defined form, as we already discussed, the economic capital, social capital, cultural capital and symbolic capital. Together they were practiced in the field, and this together is an important component of the practice. So we need to keep in mind how the capital, that is work in the habitats, and that is practice in the field, is ultimately the general science that was developed by Pierre Bourdieu. The concept of cultural capital, habitats and the field provides us a rich conceptual tool to have a sociological understanding of the reality. This new understanding of social reality that were seen by the Pierre Bourdieu in the French societies provided a totally new understanding to the conceptual category in sociology. The critical understanding of the sociology that was provided by Pierre Bourdieu is new and different, and that was also associated with the theory of practice. So this was one of the significant contributions of the Pierre Bourdieu in the sociological understanding. If we see the significance of the work of Pierre Bourdieu in the contemporary science or in the contemporary society, it is basically because of that, not only because of the new conceptual tool, but also how that new conceptual tool can be used in our contemporary society. So we can give the example of the capital. Say for example, his work of social capital, which was defined from the other capital. And in fact, the social capital or the work of social capital that was initiated by the Pierre Bourdieu is largely used by the other worker. It is used in the field of economics, or even it is used in the field of management practices. So that was the contribution. We can see the Pierre Bourdieu in the different field. So from this module, we basically try to provide a general understanding of the work of Pierre Bourdieu. It was an introduction to the work of Pierre Bourdieu in understanding or in locating the work of Pierre Bourdieu, to give a brief overview of the concept, that is the concept of capital, that is the concept of habitats, as well as the concept of field. We also tried to see how the concept of habitats, field are related, how habitats as a kind of concept, it is practiced in the field. On the other hand, we also try to make an attempt to understand how field actually operate in the reality. So in that context, the interesting emphasis of the Bourdieu in the relation, that is how the social relation is in fact the determining factor in the understanding of field, is also important. The relational method, that is, it is not only the social structure, but rather the relation that exists in the field is important. And in that context, if we understand the habitats, how it stratifies the society, need to be contextualized in the context of field, is talking about the idea of relation. We will have a next module that will discuss the various critical aspects of the work of Pierre Bourdieu with a detailed discussion, some of the theoretical as well as methodological contribution of Pierre Bourdieu in the sociological field. Thank you.